Cái này là chỗ mua vé để mà đi lên thuyền ha. Riverwalk. Vé bình thường là 13,5 đồng. Mấy người ở đây thì 11 đồng mấy. Cô hay làm ra đi lại. Chỗ bán đồ gift. Đây bán mấy đồ lưu niệm. Đồ khui bia này được. Texas. Hello, bữa nay cả nhà đi đâu? Yeah. Còn thêm con chó nữa nè. Hello. Hello, Kelly.
Something right here. Something right here. We're playing video games. I'm not getting that. I'm not getting that. Thank you, baby.
Be careful with your arms and elbows that they don't stick out of the boat. We will, not maybe, guys, we will come close to the walls, sidewalks, bridges, and other boats. We don't want anyone getting hurt such a beautiful afternoon, Thanksgiving Day, okay, guys? So please, no standing up, no smoking, and if we're gonna talk, if we could just talk amongst us and not to where we interrupt the tour, okay, guys? And we're gonna cover 2 miles in about 25 minutes, and it should be a beautiful trip around the Riverwalk, guys, okay? So I hope you keep safe and keep fun, okay, guys? And I'm going to be pointing out some of the things out here on the Riverwalk. Thank you so much for coming to San Antonio and spending a little bit of your Thanksgiving afternoon out here with us. Believe it or not, San Antonio is operated with about 68,000 people. Just like me, 68,000 others came to San Antonio so that you can have a good afternoon out here. Thank you so much for coming out. As soon as I clear this bridge, if I can have everyone look over to my left, look up the building, guys. And you guys are going to see a flat wall standing on its own. To the left of the building.
Nhìn lên kìa. Wow. Flat wall. Pull him back.
Now, in case you didn't know, let me inform you, it is 100% permitted to drink alcohol in the Riverwalk. Just don't take the alcohol up on street level. Don't drink up on street. But out here on the river, you can definitely drink.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving! Thanksgiving!
Ông nói mình có thể uống rượu bia rồi ở đây thoải mái, nhưng mà đừng có đem lên trên đường lộ ở trên. Đó. Ở dưới khu vực hồ đi bộ này, cái dòng sông đi bộ dòng sông này thì cái uống rượu bia thoải mái. Live hả? Look around kìa Kelly. Look to your back. Happy Thanksgiving.
The water's on.
There's another boat.
Look, Daddy, look, Daddy.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, look, another boat.
'This is the man-made extension of the Riverwalk. 14 feet, 40 feet wide, and cost $130 million to build.
No way.
1967. Yes, it is. Built. And this was built to connect our convention center to the river. Our convention center was built on 90 acres of donated land. So in order to connect the river to it, all of this had to be done. And it cost a lot of money, but the city saved a lot of money with the convention center.
Yeah.
So it was one with the other. It turned out to be a great idea. Now take a look here to the right-hand side up above. You see the Tower of the Americas? There's a restaurant up there that does one complete revolution per hour. Couples love going up there and proposing to their dates. That restaurant right there. I proposed to her in front of the Alamo. I don't know what I was thinking. I was so nervous. The park ranger that was there, he noticed that I was so nervous. I was sweating, and it was during December, and he probably thought, what's wrong with this guy? I was going to propose. I was shaking. I remember I couldn't hear anything. I was so nervous. But 22 years later, we're still together, guys. And it all happened in front of the Alamo.
It's the Alamo.
Around Kitty.
Your head. Watch your head.
Watch your head.
This here is River Center Mall. It's the second largest mall in the city. The only mall with the San Antonio River at its food court. And that's where we're headed into right now, River Center Mall. This here's another of our ticket stations.
Okay.
If you park near here or at the River Center, this would be a good spot to catch a tour because they're all round trips and they all bring you back. The only difference is that we have the best looking boat supervisor out here on this station here. The other stations,
Yeah. Ho, 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 ho.
In case you weren't aware of this, at 6 p.m. tonight, they turn the lights on the river. So if you're planning to leave San Antonio before 6, I would suggest you wait around for a little bit longer. The riverboats today, the last ticket is going to be sold at 8:30. So if you want to see the river, make sure you get your ticket before 8:30, because we are only going to give rides to those who have a ticket after 8:30. So we'll probably be closing around 9 p.m. sharp. Okay, so if you want to hang around and see the Christmas lights on a boat, buy your tickets before 8:30, and don't forget that the lights won't get turned on until after 6 p.m. So don't leave San Antonio till after 6 p.m. Okay, guys? It is beautiful out here.
Okay. Oh, why don't you try to jump off?
And the majority, yeah, because they have really big portions of food.
Nó nhảy xuống dưới thì chết á.
Now, if you've ever wondered how did San Antonio end up with the fancy little name San Antonio, I'd like to show you. Take a look here to the right. This here is Saint Anthony, the saint in which the river and city was named after. San Antonio de Padua. San Antonio de Padua, the man, the individual, was born towards the ends of the 11th century in the country of Portugal. That country gave us that 9-foot bronze saint. Many of our visitors that come here will leave San Antonio without the second oldest municipality in America, after St. Augustine, Florida. San Antonio was established 58 years before the United States was even a country. America didn't exist. San Antonio already did. 58 years earlier. The Alamo's 46 years older than the country. Our police department, 35 years. San Antonio is the second continuous oldest city in America, in the continent of America. It's because it was established by the Spanish many years ago. In 1691, 329 years ago. America's only 243 years old. It's a very young country in history. But San Antonio's been around for a lot longer, guys. And many people come here and they don't realize that about San Antonio. Also, many of our visitors that come here also think this river is all man-made. This is not a man-made river. It's natural. This river was created in the very last ends of the Ice Age. This river is part of a vast underwater aquifer called the Edwards Aquifer. It's about 800 feet wide and like 9,000 feet deep.
Wow.
And this is where this water of San Antonio comes from. We have one of the cleanest drinking waters in the country, and it's because of the Edwards Aquifer. Now, the spring that feeds this river bubbles out of the campus of the Incarnate Word University, just 3 miles north of downtown, and it goes all the way to the Gulf of Mexico. It enters the Gulf north of Corpus Christi in an area called the San Antonio Bay, where this river meets the Gulf. That is the number one asked question that I get. The number two asked question is there any fish? People think there's nothing here. It's filled with fish. According to biologists, we have 115 species of fish. 7 different species of catfish alone. because
Oh.
they're not getting fished out. They can live to about 4.5, 5 feet in length. And the third most asked question that I'm asked, does anyone ever fall in? You would think no one falls in, but they do.
They do?
It happens all the time.
drunk people right?
Yeah, well, no, most people that fall in is not because of drinking. It's because of texting and walking along the sidewalk. People are busy on their phones and they'll walk right off of it.
Now what?
So I believe lots of the mobile phones drop into the water, right?
Oh yeah, buckets and buckets full of cell phones. It's the 26th of November and look how warm we are here in San Antonio. This is actually very common for San Antonio. I have worn shorts all the way to Christmas Day. Yes, sir, you have a question? Is it drinking water? I wouldn't suggest you drink it unless it's by accident. I wouldn't recommend it.
Now what?
Now, the reason why it looks green is the algae growing on the walls, but this river is actually a very clean river. There is no dirty waters being put into this river at all. In fact, the city makes it a really good purpose to keep this river extremely clean. And we do have a lot of fish, we do have a lot of ducks, we do have a lot of wildlife in the area. And that is only to show how healthy the river is. This tree, look, take a look at this. I'm gonna pause here for a second.
Okay.
I'd like for you to look back over here, guys. Something that a lot of people, trees over 500 years old, guys.
Wow, cái
It's a
cây này hơn
cypress
500 năm rồi
tree.
nè.
They grow very slow. But a lot of these cypress trees out here range between 200 and 700 years. Now, let me explain what I'm talking about. The Battle of the Alamo that we all consider history, right?
Yeah.
That in history occurred only 184 years ago, on March 6th of 1836. That tree there was sitting right there 300 years before the Battle of the Alamo. Just to give you an idea, the San Antonio River has been around for the past 14,000 years, guys. Trees have been born and died and grew again and died for the past 14,000 years. The native people that lived here since antiquity were the Payaya Indian. The Payaya Indian and a lot of North American Indians of this part of the world are believed to have been descendants from the Mongolian people that came through a bridge of ice when it was still exposed. After that melted away, these people got trapped here. When the Spanish arrived here, they encountered the Payaya Indian. You know why we have 5 missions in San Antonio? It's the native people of the Americas, like me, Spanish and Asian, but from way back in the last ice age. The Spanish came here and they taught us Spanish
Cowboy.
and they converted us to Catholicism. See that? But the Spanish, they were conquered by the Moors for 700 years. So a lot of the Spanish that came here were not Spanish, they were Moors. So a lot of us Mexican people are a cross. Northern Mexican women make flour tortillas. Flour is not native to us. When you go to a Mexican restaurant, we have rice. That came from the Asian people who were building the railroad in southern United States and northern Mexico. And the Mexican people and the Asian people came together and they started making rice and beans, but rice does not belong to us. What belongs to us is corn.
Yeah, it's corn.
Yes. So flour tortillas is from the Arabs and their dishes that they put on the bread, and the rice it came from The Asian team over here work on the railroad. And today, most people that go to a Mexican restaurant on the Riverwalk, they think they're eating Mexican food. No, it's a mixture
Yeah, it's a
of these cultures that made us
yeah.
in history. Very fascinating. This building here to the left, is the Tower Life building. It's the only octagon-shaped building outside of New York City. Straight ahead, we have a red sandstone building with a steeple.
The only octagon shape in San Antonio. New York có 2 cái, San Antonio sẽ có 1 cái. Đó thì nước Mỹ chỉ có 3 cái. Cái building mà nó hình cái hình của cái stop sign đó.
Oh no, we're not even going that way.
They keep me, I open and I close. Yeah, so I'm going to be here for a long day.
Long day.
But as you can see, it's such a beautiful day.
Yeah.
I mean, I could be here all day. At home is just cooking and cooking and cooking and cooking, and all of the visitors that are coming right now, everyone's cooking, and we're gonna close at 8:30 tonight. So I'll be home fairly early, and all the food should be ready. No excuses. I'm gonna go home, and they should have all the food ready for me, and I'll eat everything, a little bit of everything.
Hả? À, hả? Gì? À. Rồi, hết. Ừ. Ừ.
Daddy, I want a video game.
Ừ. Ừ.